All right, hello everyone. There's a couple changes I want to make before I hop into this lesson. The first one is I need to handle if there's no user. So I realized I didn't handle that. So if not user, we're going to return undefined as well. And that way it'll just be undefined if there's no user and there's no row. Although this, should never happen. This should be the one that actually hits. The other thing I want to mention is let's console log profile and let's look at what our profile looks like. So even though the profile type only has these 5, this actually returns all 6, including the updated at that we're not using. So what I'd like to do is actually select just those columns that I want. So I can put that in this select here. I can manually type it like this: ID, username, full name, avatar URL, and website. And that'll just give me those 5. And it's actually smart enough to know the return is, so if I leave one of these out, it actually knows that it's not matching. Website's missing. That's pretty cool. So now when I run this, it only gets the 5 things that I want. However, I don't like to have this string just floating here. What if I update the profile type, add something, or change full name to first name, last name? Then I have to track this down and figure out what's going on there. It'll give me an error. TypeScript will help me out. But the better thing to do is actually go to our profile type, and we're going to export const, and it'll be profile select string, and it's going to be this same string here. So I'm just going to cut this. And I'll put that here. Now this means that if I come here and I change the profile type, I'll also notice that I probably need to change it here. This just puts them in the same location. Now when I go to layout, I can import that profile select string, and then I just put that into here, into the select profile select string. And now it's just getting the information that we want. All right, so those are the 2 main changes I wanted to make inside of here. The next thing I want to do is start building a form. The form is going to allow us to update our profile. So we're going to use MUI for that. MUI install. Everyone remembers this by now. Copy, come over here, go to our PowerShell. npm install MUI. Good. Now we'll go here and I am going to create a new page called profile. So it's going to be app, new folder, profile, new file, page.tsx. And we're going to start building out this profile. Export default function, profile, or actually home. It doesn't even matter what you call it, it's just export. But to align with the other one, I try to call them home. Did I do that on the other ones? No, I called this login page and I called this error page. Oh, Vercel did that. I'm blaming Vercel. I'm going to call it home. All right, and then we need to start building out our profile here. So let's start by trying to build the actual form. What do we need? Let's look at MUI forms in the documentation. Might not be here. I know we need text fields. Yeah, we'll use text fields for most of these fields. So we'll say text, well, let's do box. Import box text field. That'll be a good start. From @MUI. There we go. Box. And then inside of here, we'll start building this out. So text field is self-contained. And then we need a controlled text field, which means we need a value and we need it on change. So let's start with username. Actually, yeah, let's just start with full name. Oh, we need use state for this. Still know why it's doing it like that. Full name, set full name. Equals use state. And it'll be a string. And default will be this. Although we need the existing profile. So let's grab that as well. So we'll say const profile equals use profile. Hey, nice, it automatically imported it there. Const profile equals use profile. So we'll have the profile. And I need to check to make sure it's not undefined. If it's undefined, we should just return nothing because they're not logged in. It should kick them out. So this should never happen, but this will just help us with TypeScript stuff. If not profile, return like that. There we go. So this is just going to make it so if there's no profile, we just return. So we can assume that there is a profile. Now this could be null. That's the problem too. So what we'll do is we'll make the default value profile dot full name, but it's going to say this is possibly null. So we'll do a null check and then put an empty string. Because we need this to be a pure string to be controlled correctly. And then we'll say value equals full name. And then on change equals, and we'll just have it do something like e set full name e.target.value, like that. What's it giving me grief about? Oh, the random thing there. Okay, so now let's go open/profile. It wants us to use client, of course. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. So now we have this here, and I can change it. It's controlled. Very cool. So we'll add the same thing for the other ones as well. Website. Here we go. Now we got, oh, we need the website to be defaulting to .website. There we go. Nice. Let's style the box a little bit so it should work a little bit better. Let's say SX equals, does grid work for this? There's a few different displays we can do. Max width, like 300 or something. Let's see. Okay, that put them on top of each other. Spacing is a gap. There we go. That creates a little gap. I need like placeholder text here for this so that we can see what we're trying to use. What was it called here? This like this thing. Let's see what that is. Hint or something. Label. Okay, so then we put label equals full name. label equals website. There we go. There, now we got the nice little labels on here, and we're cooking. So what are they able to change? So actually what I want to show, so they're not allowed to change their email. And right now, what I want to have happen is I want the username to be forced to be their email address. So let's go back to layout here. And what I'm going to do, so this is going to be kind of interesting how this works. The email is not going to be automatically set in this table. However, anytime they update their profile, it's going to be forced to become their username here. So how I'll do this is I'm getting the user from Supabase, and we have our profile here. Is in layout, console log profile. Okay. So what we'll do is actually not in here. We'll do this in our context. We're getting the profile, and inside of here, I'll say if profile, or if props.profile. Oh, you know what? I would need the user here. I think we have to do it back here. Okay, let's do it back here when we get the layout. Let's go back to layout. I think this is the best place to do it. So we're going to say if profile, then profile dot username equals user dot data dot user dot email. Why doesn't it like that? Possibly null. We've already null checked it, haven't we? Let's do it there. Okay. So we just added another little null safe thing here that makes that undefined. String undefined is not assignable to string null. Come on, dude. Oh, my username is null. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is just checking if it's undefined, it's going to make it null instead of undefined. Because it's undefined, it's string undefined in the auth table, but it's string null in this table. So it's a little bit odd, but the username is null here, but in the auth table, it's like it can be undefined. It'll be there, but I believe that if there is no email for some reason, it would be undefined. See how these are dashed out? I believe that means undefined instead. That's my guess. So we're just going to force it to be string or null. So now when I console log my profile, we actually see that our username becomes this. So what I want to do is in my form, I actually want to show this, but I don't want to let them change it. It's kind of weird. But I am going to go here, and we're going to say value equals profile dot username, and then label username, or email. We'll just put email here just for visibility. Email. And then what I want to do, I think I have to have the on change in there. Do I? Maybe I don't. I want to make this not changeable here. Read only. Let's look at the read only one. How is it handled? Oh, slot props, okay. The variant filled kind of also show, well, no, it doesn't. So we put this prop here, slot props. Oh, not here. Where does it go? It does. Okay, slot props equals input read only true. I don't know why it gave me a bunch of grief when I pasted it, but that's fine. Yeah, and we see we don't actually need, we shouldn't actually use a value, we should use a default value. Maybe that'll help because now it doesn't have to be controlled. Let's try that. I don't want it to be controlled. Hold on. What am I doing wrong here? Variant field, default value, label, ID. Okay, we didn't put IDs on any of these. We can put an ID though. I don't think the ID matters. ID email. ID full name. ID website. But yeah, it's not explaining why this is wrong here. Oh, maybe it's okay. Wait. Okay, I just did a bunch of refreshes. It seems to be good now. Okay. So now this, I can't type anything in here. It's just displaying it just so that they can see that in there. But then they can change these ones. Example.com. Okay. So we don't need to actually show the ID because that's totally meaningless to them. So we're just showing 4 things: email, full name, and website. So the other thing I want to show is the avatar if it exists. So we're going to import, let's import avatar. I think, so Mui's got an avatar here. So let's use that to help us show if they have a profile picture. Oh, we can put that right here, sorry. We already have Mui. And sometimes I like to put these in alphabetical order, but I'm sure you found examples where I didn't do that. Avatar, box, text field. Okay, so we're going to put an avatar here. So we're basically setting the URL to whatever the URL is or null. And then we'll just style it with 100, height 100, something like that. Something called MX. I don't know what that is. I can't remember. Okay. So now if there is an avatar, we should be able to show it, but see there's a placeholder here now. Why are we still getting this? Opponents, this is likely caused by the value changing from defined to undefined, which should not happen. Is it because this could be null? Is that why? So I don't like the goofy thing it's doing. It's fine, okay. So we just null check username. Username should never be null, but if we null check it, then it's not going to be, because it says it can go from undefined to defined. So yeah, hopefully that resolves that issue. So right now, the cool thing is if you just put an empty string in the avatar, then the source becomes this default profile picture. So what I want to do now is actually create something that will upload, that'll allow us to upload content for an image. So we'll say input type equals file, accept. So we're going to accept only images. equals image slash star. Okay, and then we need to set up our file here, which is going to be const avatar set avatar equals use state. And this is going to be of type file or null. And by default, it'll be null. And then in here, we will put, so we don't have a MUI input here. We're just going to use this one. On change. So the input type of file allows us to upload files. On change, we'll do the same thing. E set avatar e.target.files 0. So it's not going to like this because I think this can be possibly null, but still, oh, because it has to be, okay. So we're just going to null, we're going to assume it's okay, and then dot. And it still doesn't like this because this can be undefined. So we need to check it and then make it null if not. Okay. So this is going to, all these question marks are kind of funny, but it's going to be the files that return, it could be multiple files. So we're just going to grab the first file out. And then we grab the first file out, that could be null or undefined. So then we make it null instead. What if we were to make this undefined? I don't think that's a problem. Let's do this. And then I think we can get rid of one of the checks here. We could probably get rid of that part. There we go. Okay, so to me, this is a little bit cleaner because we'll just use the undefined type and align with what this is actually using. Now, if I save this, we got this choose file thing here. I think it's choosing from the correct, yeah, there we go. And then we can choose our picture here and it actually shows us the file name there. It's kind of nice. I don't like how the default one looks here. So what we can do is wrap this with a button. And the way that's going to look is we take a button and then we put this inside. We'll import button. And we put this input inside of it. And we make this hidden, which is just a hidden property we can throw in there. And then the button, we'll say variant equals contained. And then we can actually force the component to be a label, which is kind of funny. So it'll look like a label. And we'll type upload avatar here. There we go. And now when we click this, the only issue is it doesn't tell us that there's anything here. So what can we do in that case? I think we can do something like this. Let's try this. This is going to be funny. I actually love this idea. We'll put this in here and we'll say file question mark. If there's a avatar question mark. Actually, I need to, let's check what this looks like. So let's import use effect. I just want to show you what I think I know what it is, but I want to show you what the file looks like when we use it. So use effect, and then we'll say avatar, and then we'll say if avatar console log avatar. And we'll show what that file looks like here. So we'll go back to here, console, and then we upload. And this is what the file looks like. So what I'm going to do is show the file name. So the file has all the data is here. It shows us the size, the type, all that good stuff. File constructor. Okay, I'm trying to remember where the actual file itself is. Oh, it's the blob. Okay, yeah, blob. This is where it is. Yeah, it's in the array buffer. text. No? Okay. It's in here. It's in here somewhere. But yeah, that's the actual content of the file. But I'm going to show the file name. So basically what'll happen is I'll check to see if the file exists. So we'll say avatar question. If it does exist, then we're going to show file, avatar.name. Otherwise, we'll show this. And that way, when I don't have any file, it'll show upload avatar. But then when I put the file, it'll show the file name here. So that way, they'll know that they're trying to upload something. Yeah, I think that's good. This video went very long. Sure, you have to revisit it a few times. We'll get the submission set up and all that stuff in the next one. I think there's something else I want to do with the image beforehand, though, as well. So I will catch you in the next one.